Coach, just want to ask you about this new role and your familiarity with some of the people on this staff, but just in particular, how's this adjustment been and this spring been for you as part of that learning curve?
Yeah, it's been awesome. I mean, bringing in Coach Johansson, it's one of those things that, I think it's pretty rare that somebody comes in and we just click right away. And then in terms of the familiarity with the program, I think bringing in Coach Dot, me and Coach Dot have a really long, strong history together, obviously playing for him back in my playing days and then working for him after. I couldn't think of a better person to work with. And, just knowing our relationship, I know that we got the right guy to come in and improve.
Who are some of the tackles that have stood out so far this spring?
Yeah, I think the guys coming back are excited, and they've been doing it the right way. Guys like Zaire Angoy, I mean, he just attacks the work. He loves football. And when you have guys that love football, then you know that they come out every day, and you don't have to question their effort. They come out and they get better. Griff, Griff comes back strong. And just those guys, relying on those two guys to really, they have 1 year of starting in the Big Ten and going to have to rely on them heavy to, pick it up and now lead the group, and they've been doing a great job answering that.
What's it been like, going from assistant to now leading the room?
Yeah, it's been awesome. I mean, really, really fortunate. I mean, this is a place that's meant a lot to me. Obviously, my older brother Paul played here for Coach Yano in his first go-around, so I came up grown, coming to the games, you know what I mean? And my family has deep ties here. Both my parents are from Jersey, so to be able to come down and make that type of impact and be here for the past couple of years, I've grown really close with this group. And through thick and thin, we've stuck together. So to be able to be in charge of that room now, it's truly a blessing, and I love it.
I know you mentioned it already, but I want to expand on your relationship with Dennis Dotton Carter.
Yeah.
I guess, when did you find out that he was going to come back and you guys were going to work together again? And what is that relationship like as coaches now together?
Yeah, it's great. He's somebody that I've been in contact with my whole coaching career. So I mean, bringing him back, and when I found out the news from Coach, because obviously Coach asked me about him, and I just knew that he was the right guy. You look at the players that he's developed in his past, and you look at the production that the defensive lines that he's been in charge of in the past. It's been outstanding. So I know that working with him and developing guys like Travis Jones back in the day at UConn and everything, and Eric Watts and a couple professionals that we worked with together. Us coming back together, it's been seamless.
Doug obviously missed the year last year with injury. Where is he at,
Yeah.
and what kind of impact do you think he could make this fall?
Doug can make an impact. I think I'm excited for him. He's the type of guy that's just been every day working to get back. I mean, there's no question about it. He is doing everything we asked for on and off the field to make sure that he's coming back 100%, and that's where his headspace is at, to come in and make an impact. So he's been great in this process.
A guy like Rondo Porter comes in out of the transfer portal, has a lot of explosion to his game. I guess, what has he brought to this defensive line, and I guess what's the outlook for him?
Yeah, I mean, Rondo's one of those guys that has, like you said, a lot of explosion, but a lot of career snaps too. And I think with that experience, we're gonna, that's something that he's gonna come in and also make an impact as well. So I think being able to rely on guys that have been in those situations and now have to do it on a bigger stage, just training him and getting him ready for that. But he's been great in the meetings and everything that we've asked him to do too. It's clicking for him fast, and you can tell that he's played football.
Time for two more.
When you look back at last year and you're evaluating what you want to be better at next year, is there anything at the defensive tackle spot that you're pinpointing and thinking this group has to be better at this?
Yeah, I think in general, we have to play better defense, and in order to do that, you need to stop the run. And I always think, when you look at the most violent, tough group, it should be that defensive tackle group. So I think we have to take great pride in that, and that's something that I'm seeing those guys do this spring. That they're owning it. And it starts with us up front, and we know that, and we got to get the job done.
Final question.
We just spoke with Charlie Noonan just a few moments ago, and he had this position last year that you're now in. Did you talk with him at all about the acclimation process, and do you still talk with him, or is it now just kind of moving forward?
Yeah, Charlie's been awesome. I mean, he's one of those guys that, again, when I came to Rutgers as a kid watching growing up, I used to watch Charlie Noonan and Scott Vallone, so if I have any questions about defensive tackle, they're right down the hallway, and they've both been great, and Charlie's been great too, working with him last year and getting his input and his intake, especially on the guys that he worked really closely with, just to get a better feel for those guys so we can make it click faster and get it in the right direction. But I mean, to have those two guys in the building, especially Charlie, he's been nothing but fantastic, and we stay in contact every day with these guys, no question.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, thank you guys.